Hello everyone, this is Ashok Chaudhary and today we are going to learn how websites work. We all visit hundreds of websites daily and it has become an integral part of our daily lives. In India, our internet consumption is so high that even Jio's 1.5 GB data per day is not enough for us. But very few of us actually know what happens under the hood. What happens when you press enter and a fancy website loads up? We have no clue, right? So I'm there to help you out with this. So before diving any further into it, let us first clear our basics. Every website is divided into three major components. First, the front end, second, the backend server, and third, the database. All these three components work together in order to form what we call as a website. Now let us understand each one of them. Front end. Front end is basically the part where all the user interface related things are residing. All the fancy and interactive things which you see when you visit a particular website are all front end. Backend. Backend acts as a bridge between the front end and the database. Backend is the part which knows which data is to be sent to the user and how to send that data. Database, as the name suggests, it is the place where we store all our data. We all visit hundreds of websites daily and we create and consume a lot of content. All of this data is stored on the place which is called as the database. Now we got our basics cleared. Let us now dive into the bigger picture. When I type google.com and press enter, within a second I get the Google website loaded up. In this 1 second, there are so many things which have happened which has brought this website over here. Many people don't know what happens under the hood. So let us understand that. Oh boy, it looks complicated. I know what you're thinking. It looks complicated, but actually isn't. It is very simple and very logical. So let us dive into it. To explain this, let me share a short story with you. As we all are in quarantine right now, the biggest problem which we have is to get our groceries. That's the biggest problem which we have, right? So, let's say if I tell you that there is a grocery store which delivers groceries to your home if you contact them, what will you do? The first thing which you will do is to find the contact number of the grocery store. The second thing which you will do is call the grocery store and order the groceries. The third thing, the grocery store owner will deliver all the groceries to your doorstep. This is how you will get your groceries, right? Same thing happens with a website. My computer doesn't know who Google is, but he knows how to find it. He will go and contact my ISP. ISPs are basically internet service providers, the people who provide us the service of internet. ISPs are basically the people who are connected to various different other computers around the world. So when my ISP will get my request of google.com, what it will do is it will forward my request to a computer which is called as DNS. Now DNS stands for domain name system. So what is a DNS? DNS is just like a phone book. Like in every phone book, we store down the name of the person and the particular mobile number. Same thing happens in DNS. DNS basically contains a list of all the IP address and the corresponding URL. IP addresses are basically the unique location of a particular computer on the network. So now my DNS will look for the IP address of google.com and then it will return to my ISP. My ISP knows that this request was made by me, so it will return down the data back to me. Now the first step is cleared. We got the phone number of the grocery store. Now what we do is we contact the grocery store. Same thing will happen over here. Now we'll go and contact to the Google. We have the address of the google.com. Now we'll contact Google and ask for the particular website. As my computer knows the address of the Google server, it will directly reach out to the Google backend server and ask for the data. The backend server will process my request and will try to find out what are my data requirements. To get all that data, the Google's backend server will access the database. From that database, the Google server will be able to access the data and get back. Now the second step is done. The order is being taken by the grocery store. Now what will the grocery store do? It will deliver down the groceries. Same thing will happen over here. Now the Google backend server will send me the website which all the data I have demanded, and then that will reach to my computer. So this is what happens under the hood when you visit a particular website. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.